Hello and welcome to Loch Ness Living. Today we're outside on the stall. It's a little bit breezy, a little bit chilly, so it's a good job I'm surrounded by lots of wool. And today we're going to do another update for the Glasgow School of Art and Royal Society of Edinburgh Aural Textiles project. We've just had workshop 2, which was over in the beautiful village of Plockton. And all the participants got together again to plan the final stage, which will be our exhibition, and to take a minute to reflect on the work that's been done so far. And I've been posting some photos of that on Instagram this week, so you can see the exercises in reflection that we did. And it was really important for us to take the time to reflect, and as a designer it's really important for me to unpack and reflect on the design process, because it helps me to understand where some of my influences are. That's very important in trying to find the authentic voice of a designer and where I want to go. Of course, other people and other fantastic designers influence me, and as I look around and about, I see things in nature, in architecture and in fashion that influence me. But by unpacking my process of design and reflecting on it, I can tell the story about how I get to my version and my interpretation and my authentic voice. And it's been really interesting as part of the Aural Textile project to use a sound point of inspiration, because that is quite different to the kind of things that have influenced me in the past. And one of the things that I kind of noted when we were doing the reflective exercises in the workshops was how much that process is helping me to understand the rules of knitting and knitting design much better, much more practically, because I come up to them from a different starting point, and it helps me to understand what can be pushed and what can be broken, because we're particularly trying to work in a non-conventional, a more radical, non-traditional kind of way, and it's not as simple as maybe looking at traditional stitch dictionaries or kind of historical patterns and reinventing those kind of things over and over again. It's a completely different starting point, and by doing that I learn much more about the things that I have to keep in a pattern, particularly if it's a pattern that I want to share with other people, and the things that I can work with and mess with the boundaries and play with a little bit. So that's really helpful. And it's also the whole thing, the whole project is kind of one of the things that I noted. I'm not sure whether it was done purposefully or not, is that all of our participants are female, and one of the things that's really interesting is how craft skills have traditionally not been recognised as much when they belong to female artisans as male artisans. And I think it's really important that things like the Aural Textiles project show just how much skill, technique, wisdom, experience and education go into the design process, from every single point along the way right through to your finished object. And by sharing those skills and telling that story, we can help to convey just how seriously these traditional female crafts should be taken in the world, and then hopefully yourselves as the appreciative audience and hopefully the consumers of these products will understand the journey and appreciate that journey and pass forward the knowledge when you're sharing your delight in our final objects. So those are my kind of touchstone points following workshop 2. I'm now gearing up on 2 garment pieces for the final exhibition. That takes place in September in Forres. So we look forward to showing you a little bit more of the finished objects then, and I'll continue to be posting on Instagram and Facebook in the meantime. Thank you.